Welcome to Post-Trauma Secrets and Decluttering podcast. This is a season full of surprises. You will learn tons of story and information about a holistic decluttering journey, about letting go of trauma and clutter and taking back control of life and home. This season is particularly special because I shared a mic with one of her extraordinary students. I had the chance to witness her amazing transformation, to see her take control of her life and find peace and joy. I'm so grateful that she accepted to interview me during this season. As a church pastor, Reverend Tammy was trusted by her congregation to take care for them in their darkest moment. And as she cared for others, she was living in her own dark story. At the age of 30, she was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD, and found coping with life's simplest task, was becoming difficult and taking more of her energy. She decided that nothing was going to take her life from her and began on a journey of recovery and created a life that is thriving. Thanks for joining us, Tammy.
Thank you, Valerie. Welcome back, listeners, to another insightful episode. Last time, we had an enlightening discussion with Valerie about the intricate relationship between stress, cortisol, and the executive functions, and how managing these elements is crucial for our mental and physical well-being. Today, we are shifting gears to explore another fascinating concept that Valerie discusses in her book, Put That Stuff Down Too, and through her program, Doers Academy. It's about the difference between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset, one of my favorite subjects. This concept is pivotal in understanding how we approach challenges, learning, and personal development of our lives. Valerie, could you enlighten us about what exactly a growth mindset and a fixed mindset are, and the key difference between the two? This topic is one that I believe that is essential for anyone looking to evolve, overcome personal hurdles, and embrace change in their lives.
Absolutely, Tammy. The concept of growth mindset and fixed mindset, it's wonderfully brought to light by psychologist Carol Dweck. They are crucial in understanding how we view our abilities and our potential. Let's start with the fixed mindset. It is the belief that our abilities, our intelligence, and talents are just fixed threat. We have a certain amount of it, and that's it. That's the level that we have. People with a fixed mindset often think that talent alone leads to success, and effort isn't required. For instance, if someone struggles with math, they may think, I'm just not good at math. And that's never going to change. That's a fixed mindset. On the other end, a growth mindset is the belief that abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. It's the understanding that the brain can grow and change through effort and learning. This mindset fosters a love for learning and resilience that is essential for great accomplishment. So, using the same example, someone with a growth mindset would think, I may not be good at math now, but I can improve with practice and effort. Carol Dweck's research shows that our mindset plays a significant role in our ability to learn and grow. If we believe we can develop our abilities, we're more likely to embrace challenges, persist in the face of setbacks, and see efforts as a path to mastery. In contrast, seeing our abilities as fixed can limit our potential. So the key difference lies in how we perceive our potential. as something static or as something that can be developed. This has a profound implication on how we approach learning, failure, and personal growth.
It's such an interesting topic. What mindset does a person living with post-traumatic stress disorder that may go undiagnosed and untreated usually look like, and why?
Okay, let's talk about the mindset of someone living with PTSD or post-traumatic stress disorder, especially if it's undiagnosed or untreated. Often, they may lean towards what we call a fixed mindset. This is because when someone has PTSD, they're dealing with a lot of tough emotions and memories that can make them feel stuck. They may think things like, I'm never going to feel better, or I can't change what happened to me. This kind of thinking happens because PTSD can make you feel really overwhelmed and helpless. It's like being stuck in a really scary movie in your head that you can't turn off. You just don't have the remote to turn it off. That's what people think. So it's hard for them to believe that things can get better or that they can grow beyond their current situation. Also, without diagnosis or treatment, they may not realize that what they're experiencing is actually PTSD. They may just think they're not strong enough or that they're supposed to just deal with it. This can make them feel even more stuck and less likely to seek help or try new ways to cope. So it's really important to understand that having these thoughts doesn't mean someone is weak or cannot change. It's just that PTSD is a really tough thing to deal with on your own. And it can make your brain get stuck in this fixed mindset. And that's why getting help can be so important. It can help them start to see that change and healing are possible, moving them towards a growth mindset. Because it is totally possible to take the remote and start taking control of our life and evaluate and grow our mindset.
Oh, that sounds so hopeful. Valerie, what functions of the brain are affected by trauma?
Oh, another biology or physiology question. I love that.
Yes.
Trauma can affect several key functions of the brain, impacting how we think, feel, and react to situations. Firstly, trauma can affect the amygdala, which is like the alarm system of our brain. It's responsible for our fear response and emotions. When you experience trauma, your amygdala becomes extra sensitive. It's like it's on high alert all the time, like your system is on, making you feel more scared or anxious even in normal situations. Then there's the hippocampus, which deals with memory and learning. Trauma can make the hippocampus shrink a bit, making it harder to form new memories or remember things correctly. It's like having a faulty memory card that doesn't save things properly. Then the prefrontal cortex, which we found the executive functions. The executive function helps us think, make decisions, and control impulses. They also get affected. After trauma, this part of the brain can work less effectively, can be slowed down. It's like having a slower processor in your computer, making it harder to think clearly, make good choice, or control your reaction. And lastly, trauma impacts the communication system between these parts of the brain that I just described. It's like the phone line between different departments in an office getting mixed up, leading to confusion and less efficient functioning. So in simple terms, trauma can make your brain more sensitive to fear. It can mess with your memory, slow down your thinking, and mix up how different parts of your brain talk to each other. That's why healing from trauma is so important, and it helps these brain functions get back to working together.
That sounds wonderful. Valerie, the trauma brain can heal and change. That's what I'm understanding that you're saying. I imagine the change does not take place overnight. Is there anything that can be done about a fixed mindset?
Yes, even though healing a trauma brain can changing a fixed mindset doesn't happen overnight. There's definitely a lot that can be done. Think of it like tending to a garden. It takes time and care to see the growth. So firstly, recognizing that you have a fixed mindset is a big step. It's like realizing you've been walking with a small stone in your shoe. Once you know it's there, you can start working on removing it. Then start challenging those fixed mindset thoughts. When you catch yourself thinking, I can't do this, or things will never get better, try to change it for, I can't do this yet, or I cannot do this yet. Things can get better with time and effort. It's like changing the lens through which you view your world. Practicing self-compassion is also key. Be kind to yourself. Healing and changing your mindset is a journey, not a race. It's okay to have setbacks and not be perfect. Seeking support can make a big difference too. This could be therapy, talking to friends, or joining a support group. Just like plants often grow better with a bit of help, having support can help your mindset change more effectively. And finally, celebrate small victories. Each small step towards a growth mindset is progress. It's like cheering for each new leaf in your garden. These small wins can really boost your confidence and encourage a more positive outlook. So yes, while changing a trauma brain and a fixed mindset takes time, there are definitely positive and practical steps you can take to encourage this change.
Sounds like a wonderful journey. Now, what advice can you give to a person who wants to change their fixed mindset to a growth mindset?
If you're looking to shift from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset, first, embrace learning. Start viewing challenges as opportunities to learn rather than an obstacle. When you face something new or difficult, think, this is a chance to grow instead of I may fail. Second thing, celebrate effort, not just success. Remember, growth is about the journey, not just the destination. Praise yourself for your effort you put in, not just the end result. This helps build resilience and the understanding that effort is key to overcoming challenges. Next one, I love it. Learn from mistakes. Instead of seeing mistakes as failure, view them as lesson. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Every mistake is a step towards improvement. I often say fail, F-A-I-L, is the first attempt in learning. Now change your self-talk. That is hard, but be mindful how you talk to yourself. Replace thoughts like, I can do this, with, I cannot do this yet, but I'm learning. This small shift can make a big difference in developing a growth mindset. Number 5, seek feedback. Constructive feedback is valuable. It's like getting direction on a journey. Be open to feedback and use it as a guide to improve and grow. You don't question yourself about having a GPS giving you direction where to go. It's the same thing for growing. And stay curious. Number 6, keep an open mind and stay curious. Curiosity leads to exploring new ideas and perspective, which is key for a growth mindset. And finally, number 7, surround yourself with growth-minded people. Being around others who embrace a growth can be really motivating. Their attitudes and behavior can inspire you to adopt a similar mindset. And remember, changing your growth mindset is a gradual process. Be patient with yourself and recognize that every step forward is progress.
Valerie, that is such good advice. And yes, being patient with ourselves is so important. In our third episode, we discussed stress. You shared with us many of the methods in the Doers Academy program that help reduce stress. I imagine as one works on changing one's mindset, one will need to know these stress reduction methods. Is there any one method that would help more than the others as one moves to a growth mindset, or does it depend on the individual which works best?
Absolutely. Stress reduction methods or strategies are super important when working on changing to a growth mindset. You're right that the best method can depend on the individual, as everyone is different. But there's one method that often stands out for me: mindfulness. Mindfulness is about being present in the moment, aware of what you're feeling and thinking, but without being overwhelmed by it. It's like watching your thoughts and feeling as if they're clouds passing in the sky. You notice them, but you don't get caught up in them. Practicing mindfulness can be really helpful when shifting to a growth mindset. It helps you become more aware of your fixed mindset thoughts. When you notice those thoughts like, I can't do this, you can gently remind yourself, I'm learning how to do this. Mindfulness helps you catch those thoughts and change them. You can practice mindfulness in many, many ways, like through meditation, deep breathing, or just taking a moment to pause and notice what's around you and what you're feeling. It's a simple tool, but really powerful. And of course, different method works best for different people. So it's also about finding what works best for you. It could be exercise, journaling, talking with a friend, but mindfulness is a great starting point, and it can be combined with the other methods that I just mentioned too.
Valerie, I have to say that I am very excited about that particular method myself, mindfulness. It has helped me be able to, just as you said, experience my thoughts and feelings as though they are clouds passing by, instead of that intense trauma trigger of the cortisol filling the system. It's quite a difference, and it's certainly a welcome difference. Valerie,
Awesome.
can you, thank you. Valerie, can you share with us the importance of self-compassion as a person commits to embark on a holistic decluttering journey proposed by the Doers Academy program of Do Well?
Self-compassion is crucial when embarking on this journey, as well as remembering that decluttering is not just about tidying up your physical space. It's also about addressing emotional and mental clutter. So self-compassion means being kind and understanding towards yourself, especially when things get tough. It's all about acknowledging that decluttering, whether it's your home, your mind, your emotion, can be challenging. It's not always easy to let go of things or confront feelings that have been tucked away. Think of self-compassion as having a supportive friend inside your head, okay? Instead of the negative thought, think about a supportive friend inside your head. This friend encourages you when you make progress, no matter how small, and reminds you that it's okay to have setbacks. These friends understand that you're doing your best and that decluttering is a process that takes time. Practicing self-compassion also helps in reducing the guilt or stress that can come with decluttering. It allows you to approach the task with a more positive and patient mindset. When you're compassionate with yourself, you're more likely to be consistent and less critical or overwhelmed by the process. So, as you commit to the holistic decluttering journey, remember to treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a good friend. This self-compassion will not only make the journey more enjoyable, but also more successful in the long run. Wow, thank you so much, Tammy, for this engaging and insightful conversation. It's been a pleasure to share my thoughts and experiences with you and all the listeners. Your questions have been thought-provoking and have really allowed us to dive deep into the world of holistic decluttering and personal growth. And to everyone tuning in, I cannot express enough how grateful I am for your time and attention. Your engagement and willingness to explore these topics make discussion like this so valuable and rewarding. If you find this episode helpful or inspiring, I encourage you to follow this podcast for more insightful content. Sharing these episodes with friends, family, or anyone you think could benefit is a great way to spread knowledge and support each other in our journey of personal development. Also, if you have a moment, please consider leaving a review or feedback. Your thoughts and opinion not only help us improve, but also guide future episodes and ensure we're covering topics that matter most to you. Once again, thank you, Tammy, and a huge thanks to all our listeners. Keep tuning in, sharing, and growing with us. Your supports mean the world. Until next time, take care and keep striving for personal growth and well-being.